stuff happen. I'm also working on building up the second floor, or actually I guess that would be the third floor. So all those in so far, and those go all the way to the floor down below. So I guess we'll come over here and start here, using a combination of dirt and gravel to make my stairs. And sleep, buddy. Fun Spider Gamer just woke up, came down to give me some pointers while I'm sitting here building. Most common pointer being that I don't talk enough. His usual cheery self, he hasn't had his coffee yet this morning. It's a reminder to tell me to check the firmware on our router. Make sure there's not any updates that need to happen. But I'm a little busy right now. So an alarm went off on your phone. It's plugged in the kitchen. Waking up is really mean. I don't like waking up. I like sleeping. It does sound magical. If I didn't have to get things done, I wasn't worried about things not getting done, I would totally sleep for the entire day. Come down here and get some sleep, and then usually takes about 2 days to do. One set of windows, and that's obviously a Minecraft day. I think I have all the material I need to finish this off. Oh wait a minute, I need some pickaxes. Gotta make sure I have good shovels. I'm good on shovels, but I do need pickaxes. Actually, I don't really need the pickaxe, I just need shovels for the actual building. And the shovel's just used to knock down my ladders or steps here that I built. guess I could do pickaxe. Shish kebab. He's been out there since that piece of dirt was part of a mountain, and the mountain that it was part of wasn't even half as tall as the mountain it was next to. It was just this finger that came up, and then there was a dip, and then it came over here to this giant mountain that went way up here, taller than that building. That was a long time ago. Morning, monkey. I'm sure these steps don't need to be as tall as I'm making them, but oh well. did all of that in order to give myself a grid on the next floor. Because all of those columns are based about 50 feet apart. So, if my guess is right, I should be able to go to the top of the wall and bring these windows down. And you have stuff like that. Nothing like a good waste of material. Measure twice, cut once. Obviously not something I follow. I don't think there's any way for you to play. It's a private, private thing anyway. I don't even know if there's a way to share it. I'm playing on a PlayStation 4. I don't think there's any way for a PC to interact. I lost my train of thought, which isn't hard to do. Yeah, I don't know. Not to be too much of a jerk, but I don't think I would trust people on this map anyway, only because I don't know if you've seen any of my previous videos, but part of the reason I can't gain trophies or anything anymore is that my kids were on here several months ago. None of us knew at the time that it would cause any issues, but I let them come on here and they were on in creative mode and blew a bunch of stuff up and broke all kinds of stuff, and then saved it in creative mode. So now I can't get any trophies and stuff, and yes, creepers do suck. Actually, that's part of what happened is the the other big build that's on this map, the one that's based on the White House floor plan. If you look back at some of the previous videos, you'll see it. My boy came on and was doing some stuff, and none of us knew at the time that it would be a big deal, so I don't blame him at all. But he came on and set up a creeper spawn in creative mode because he liked fighting them. And then we didn't realize it, but when he saved it with everything blown up and the creepers still spawning. So he basically blew off the front of the building, and I had to spend some time going back and putting all that back in place. So yeah, since then I really don't let anybody else on here, because I don't want to have to do all this stuff. Yeah, rest in peace. I don't want that. Alright, so where was I? So at this point I'm just putting windows in this thing because it was just such a huge build. All I was really worried about was getting the walls put up, and then I started realizing that it might be interesting to see what it looks like. So that's what I'm doing right now, going through trying to put some windows in, make it a little bit more interesting to look at. I'll go outside just a second to give a better representation of what it looks like from the outside after I get done cleaning up my most recent screw up. this thrown in here, and then I'll head back upstairs. So, yeah. This is what it looks like on the inside of the ground floor. And again, this is based on the dimensions of the Empire State Building, so it's a long ways across. We'll go ahead and run over here to the other side. And this was a mountain originally. I just started at the mountain and took it all the way down to what, at least in this portion of the map, is sea level. And turned around and started building back up once I got down to the ground level. As you can see, it takes up a lot of space. If you look at the YouTube videos, they go back to November of last year, but then that was just when I started streaming on YouTube. I originally was streaming on Twitch, but just simply because I knew it was free, and I didn't know that there was an option that would actually record my progress like YouTube does. So it's been, I'd say, a solid year that I've been working on it so far. I head up here. This was the first build, this guy up here. That's based on the actual dimensions of the White House in Washington, D.C., its footprint. These blocks in Minecraft are supposed to represent. So based on that math, I translated that to the dimensions that I could find for the world structures. Again, this building I'm walking up into right now is based on the White House. And this was a pretty substantial build in and of itself, as you can see. And everything that I built, again, was done in survival mode. My kids did some stuff on here in creative. Like, that's my son's house that he made over there. It's a T for his first name. Oh, awesome, man. That's great. I really appreciate that. So, yeah, come up here so you can get an idea as to how big the Empire State Building is in comparison to this building. So, yeah, it goes down to water level there. And this was all a mountain here. My kids have named that sheep Shish Kebab because shish kebab is an awesome word. And he is sitting on an outcropping of a small finger that was the side of the mountain that used to be here. To give an idea as to how high the mountain was, that thing right there that the crosshairs are on is a small bit of water that I actually found in the middle of the mountain as I was taking it down. And the mountain that was here was taller than the mountain I'm standing on now, which is where the the White House is sitting. And so it took me the better part of a year. Yeah, actually next up we're going to be putting the Eiffel Tower over in that area. But I haven't quite decided. It's like, obviously I've been working on this for so long, I'm kind of starting to get bored. That's why I started putting windows in, just to give me something different to do. But I'm kind of thinking maybe I'll start at the very least laying out the feet for the Eiffel Tower. But I'm kind of wondering how I'm going to do the angles and stuff on the Eiffel Tower, because it's not just a stick. But, you know, it's something to do. So, yeah, I'm going to be building this guy up. From what I understand, I don't think I'll actually be able to get the full height of the Empire State Building on here. I don't think the map itself in Minecraft, I don't think it actually goes high enough. I don't remember how high it goes, but I have a feeling this is going to be a sight to see once it's done. So, yeah. Give you a little tour around this building. It's just giant ass building, wood and stone, bunch of rooms in it. When I set the map up originally, I set it up so that I don't remember the phrasing, but like I had to build all these timbers individually, place all the windows, all that stuff. so that the angles and elevations and everything are really extreme. So it's not especially easy to get around. More rooms and stuff up there. And then this is, again, I was saying earlier that my boy accidentally blew off the front of the building, so I put most of it back together. I had some ideas that I wanted to do out here. I just haven't gotten around to finishing them yet. And this is my daughter's house that she made. This is one of the first big things I did, was this bridge. It goes down a long ways. I'll go down there in just a second. This is my boy's house. One of the first things I do on my survival maps, because I've had a couple times where I get lost, I build a tower with a bunch of torches on it so I can see it from a distance so I can find my way home. So I'm going to head down to where everything on this map started. Ooh. Looks like some stuff's been blown up over here. In this tower. Basically, I just found a really cool little valley that had a little opening going into it and put up a wall and a door. Built in all this. This was back when everything was based down here, so these little hobbit houses on the sides of the mountain all have different purposes. I think I had like food and stuff stored in here, and this is a workshop. This is my first house that I was living out of. And that's the opening for the valley, the door in it. That's that bridge I just crossed. You can see it goes up quite a ways. This is my personal forest that I started growing, so I have all sorts of wood. And this framing goes up as high as you can reach from the ground with an axe. And then you climb up this side to get everything above that point. So I don't have any concerns about running out of wood. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Time for me to start getting ready for my day. Oh, another cool thing I want to show. So this is just where all this is, but then I also have my mine that I started from then, and this goes, I want to say this is the one that goes all the way to the bottom of the map, all the way down to bedrock. And these there are tunnels connecting most everything. Whoa, hello. So that it's easy to get around it. So earlier we were in the White House build. This tunnel goes over to the there's a mine also from the White House. It goes down pretty far. I don't think it goes all the way to bedrock, but it covers a lot of distance down. I'm afraid of the dark. So, yeah, these tunnels, there are multiple tunnels that go in different directions. One of the things I'll do, especially if I'm doing just a straight down mine, I will, if I find something interesting, whether it be iron or gold or any of that kind of stuff, I'll put a ton of torches, letting myself know that this is a good level to find stuff, whatever it happens to be. And this one crosses over, and I think it goes, I don't know where this goes, honestly. It's been a while. I think it's going to go back to that same area, just at a different vantage point. Yeah. My kid constantly telling me enough. So anyway, I'm going to go get ready for work. Thanks for hanging out for a little while. Appreciate it, Toby. It's always cool to have somebody to talk to, so I'm not just a weird guy mumbling to myself. Yeah, I try to get on here every morning before work and work for at least an hour or so. Most of the time, especially here lately, it's just me working on the Empire State Building, trying to build up that. If you look on my channel, there's a lot of stuff going all the way back. You can go back to that video from November and see where Shish Kebab is in the grand scheme of things for what that mountain used to be. But anyway, thanks for hanging out, man. I really appreciate it. Have a good one.